Tidbits from TNT, Saturday, June 21, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. TNT. Tishwash. The budget includes next Saturday's Parliament session. Member of Parliament Mohammed Al-Ziyadi confirmed that the House of Representatives will begin its sessions on Saturday. As part of the final legislative term, after the legislative recess was cancelled. He noted that the Parliament's agenda includes a number of important laws that are a priority for the next phase. Al-Ziyadi said on Thursday, in a statement seen by Al-Masri, that the Iraqi Parliament will resume its sessions starting next Saturday, after a decision was issued to cancel the legislative recess. He added, among the most prominent laws that will be discussed and approved during this session are the law restructuring the Popular Mobilization Forces, amending the Industrial Investment Law, and the Education Law, in addition to voting on the 2025 budget schedules. Tishwash. The Central Bank of Iraq organizes a workshop on national and sector assessment procedures. The Central Bank of Iraq's Erbil branch organized a training workshop on national and sector assessment procedures, attended by the Director General of the Erbil branch. In cooperation with the Center for Banking Studies and the Compliance Supervisor's Office at the Central Bank of Iraq. The workshop was attended by a group of private banks, non-banking financial institutions, and electronic payment companies operating in the region. The workshop also addressed Anti-Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Law No. 39 of 2015 and the Financial Action Task Force (FATF) recommendations, as well as the national assessment of money laundering and terrorist financing risks based on international standards. The workshop focused on practical applications and operational risk assessment, and presented real-life case studies that contributed to enriching the discussion and developing the participants' analytical skills. The lecturers emphasized the importance of private banks, non-banking financial institutions, and electronic payment companies adhering to updated compliance policies, and effective cooperation between relevant units to ensure a cohesive banking environment that keeps pace with international standards and embodies the Central Bank of Iraq's vision in this regard. This workshop comes as part of the vision of the Center for Banking Studies at the Central Bank of Iraq and the Office of the Compliance Controller of the Central Bank to prepare a qualified banking generation capable of meeting modern regulatory challenges and instilling a culture of compliance as the cornerstone of sound banking governance. Central Bank of Iraq, Media Office, June 18, 2025. Tishwash. Early warning. Closing the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad will be followed by an unprecedented event. Member of the Parliamentary Security and Defense Committee, Mohammed Al-Shamari, warned on Friday of the danger of closing the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, considering it an early warning of an unprecedented security event that Iraq and the region may witness. Al-Shamari told Shafaq news agency, the closure of the U.S. Embassy is a dangerous sign and a warning that the United States and Israel may carry out a dangerous act that requires the evacuation of the embassy staff. He stressed that these indicators require political and security preparation within Iraq. He added, the Parliamentary Security and Defense Committee is a regulatory and legislative body, and it is its duty to investigate the mechanisms behind Iraq's weak defense, which is largely due to the lack of financial sovereignty. He explained that Iraq does not possess full sovereign power, because oil revenues go to the U.S. Federal Reserve, which controls the transfer of funds to Baghdad. He noted that, if Iraq concludes any arms contract with a country that Washington does not approve of, the U.S. Federal Reserve will refrain from making the transfer. Al-Shamari pointed out that, if the money were in Iraq's hands, its armaments, salaries, and retirement would be national. Adding that, sovereignty is not just air and land sovereignty, but begins with financial sovereignty. Regarding the departure of U.S. forces, Al-Shamari confirmed the existence of a binding agreement stipulating their complete withdrawal from the country by 2026, noting that the withdrawal will be in accordance with a timetable agreed upon by both parties. Earlier on Friday, the U.S. Embassy in Iraq issued a statement to Shafaq news agency, stating that there has been no change to the operational status of the embassy in Baghdad and the Consulate General in Erbil. She added, the United States is firmly committed to advancing its policy priorities in Iraq, strengthening its sovereignty, and engaging with Iraqi leaders and the Iraqi people. Last week, the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad issued a security alert warning American citizens of the increased possibility of violence or attacks against its interests in Iraq. In a statement seen by Shafaq news agency, the embassy called on all American citizens in Iraq to avoid places frequented by foreigners, in addition to avoiding large gatherings and crowds. The embassy affirmed that it will continue to closely monitor the security situation and provide necessary updates as they become available. The U.S. State Department maintains its travel warning for Iraq at level 4, number travel. Last Sunday, Kataib Hezbollah in Iraq threatened to target U.S. interests and bases across the region if Washington intervenes militarily. In the ongoing war between Iran and Israel, the group also sent a message to the Iraqi government and the coordination framework. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.